How do Mime Artists? Welcome back to another 10 UX stages, going from 171 to 180, starting off with a Rufflet and a +5 moves on this stage. Just because it's a fairly bulky Pokemon, and what you want is to get a lot of combos very early on. There are no disruptions on this stage, that's why you might not see Regice where you would usually. Just because this stage it can be a little bit difficult if you're going in with a super effective team to get a good combo. That's why Silvally is here, that's why the Rayquaza is the Mega, just to help out a wee bit with the combo. If you want to swap out the Rayquaza for one of the Pokemon that gets rid of itself, perhaps a shiny Gyarados would do, or the shiny Mewtwo. One of the Pokemon like that would be fine as well. Shouldn't take anything more than the +5 moves, and I did try this quite a few times without a +5 moves, still wasn't able to, so I just bit the bullet, spent the 1000 coins, which isn't that much, and it's a nice little extra S rank in there. And there we go, 12 moves left, not too shabby. Another fairly fine stage to go up against. And then after that there is Bergmite, which is, I'll go in with a full fighting team. As you can see here, there's quite a lot on the starting board, but if you make matches at the bottom on both sides, that you should be able to get rid of most of the Pokemon. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but make matches with them as much as possible. After that you can make matches with the Buzzwole till your heart's content. You can make matches with the Beware to stop some of the disruptions and do a little bit extra damage, and the Meloetta is just a nice little one to have along as well. There we go, 6 moves left, not too shabby, a fairly standard, straightforward stage. Give it a couple of shots, see how you get on with it. After that here we have Mightyena going in, very similar team to that was just used, but swapping out the Beware for an Excelgor. Excelgor is super effective and has Eject++. There are a lot of Pidgeys going to be on the stage, so it's nice just to have a super effective Eject++ Pokemon to be able to get rid of the bulk of those. They will always be in the Skyfall, so just maintaining a good match with the Excelgor every turn or two should be fine. Then you can always use the Lucario once it's a Mega to get rid of some more of them. And beyond that, it's mainly just a normal fighting stage, making matches with Buzzwole as often as possible. It hasn't got too much HP, so a good couple of bashes with the Buzzwole will be able to take it out. And another S rank, but up next here we have Snubbull with a metal team. Cobalion is there as well, just because there aren't going to be any unbreakable blocks on this stage. There will be a couple of, I think it's Snubbulls going on to the stage, so Celesteela is a fine one to bring along. Either the Celesteela or the Mega Aggron should be able to get rid of the Snubbulls that come onto the stage once it starts to disrupt you. Solgaleo is very good here as well. It's a super effective metal type that does extra 4 steel/metal types in the combo. So they're just a couple of Snubbull, very easy to get rid of. If you can make a match with the Celesteela into perhaps something like a Mega Aggron, do that. If not, just make a Mega Aggron match, and usually they are together, so you can just get rid of them in one little hit there. And that's it done. 11 moves left, not too bad of a stage. Shouldn't be any problems with it in the slightest. Standard, straightforward fairy stage. Next up here we have Lickitung, Licky, one of the two, Lickitung. You could bring Lickitung along if you wanted. Another option would be something along the lines of a double normal team for this. So that would be perhaps Lickitung, I think it's Winking Audino that gets rid of one normal type. And then something like the Arceus, that could probably get you the S rank on the stage as well. If not, you can just go in with this, and you can make some matches with the Lickitung and it will be gone in a few turns. And there we go. It has quite high HP, but because it's a 3 Pokemon stage, very easy to beat. Especially once you get rid of the bulk of the Lickitungs. And Timburr is up next. Timburr is a tough little cookie. 35 moves. Up to 40, so I think you can do it as long as you've got, I think, 17 moves left, you get the S rank. This is a very tough stage. I tried it with just a +5 moves, I tried it with various teams, I tried it with Mega Alakazam at one point, that definitely didn't work. It works for the start, but then after that you're kind of left with a Mega that doesn't do anything. I tried it with the shiny Charizard, the 2-tapping shiny Charizard, that didn't work either, just because it wasn't tapping enough, wasn't really doing enough damage. So this was the team that I settled on, with an attack power up, +5 moves, and a Mega Start. Mega Start is fantastic just for clearing away that board, and the boards that will come after. There will be unbreakable blocks for quite a while. All over the stage. It's a tricky stage. It's got about 70,000 hit points, so there's a lot of damage you need to do, there's a lot of disruptions you need to get rid of. It's a whole ordeal. Tapu Lele is here just to be able to help get rid of some of those unbreakable blocks in the first turn or two. The Mewtwo is here with the Side Strike ability that can do an awful lot of damage when you make matches, and Silvally is just here because there are a couple of different types on the stage. I did originally go in when I was using Full Psychic Team, I was using Deoxys, but because there are now a couple more types, went with the Silvally instead. This may just be one of those stages that you want to beat, perhaps not necessarily S rank, so if you want to do that, perhaps just at most a +5 moves if you're struggling with it. But you should be fine. You can always take in a good Pokemon to get rid of some of those starting blocks, and you should be fine. There's nothing after you get rid of them. And there we go, another S rank in the bag, and then we have Banette. This is a nice stage to come after the Timburr. Simple, you bring along Banette as your Mega and it keeps getting disrupted onto the stage, and if you bring the Lunala, that's got a Ghost combo amplifier, so you do a lot more damage for Ghost types in a combo. And if you've got Giratina along as well, which is very handy, Giratina is a Ghost type and it can do a fair amount of damage. I would always try to make matches with the Lunala, however, just because that will definitely help for the combo over the Giratina with the power 4 plus I think it has. That'll do a couple of hundred damage, but the combo ability will do so much more. The Giratina certainly isn't necessary. I think it's just my highest leveled Pokemon of the Ghost types. That was why I brought it. Didn't want to bring Hooper or anything like that. Just as 3 Ghost types, Mega Banette gets rid of Ghost types up to 10 on the field, which is very helpful, especially for a free Pokemon stage like this. While it might be tempting to go for something like Gengar, this I definitely think is the best play for this stage. There we go, an easy, simple, itemless S rank. Next up here is Tangela. Full Flying Team went in with a +5 moves as well, just because with only 3 moves on the stage it can be fairly difficult to beat. If you make the match that I did, it will get rid of all of the Tangela. If you do that, then the Noivern and the Lugia aren't particularly effective, but that's completely okay. There isn't much HP on this stage at all, so feel free to either use the Noivern or get rid of the Pokemon. Either way, you should be able to S rank it with just a +5 moves. It has so little health. And there we go. Another good stage done. Pupitar is up next. Going in, Mega Aggron, Buzzwole, Meloetta and Ash Greninja. Plus 5 moves as well, just to help out that extra bit to push towards the S rank. There will be some breakable blocks on the stage and some Pupitar, but the Mega Aggron should be able to get rid of those, no bother. I wouldn't necessarily recommend Kyogre for this stage, just because it doesn't disrupt any breakable blocks onto the stage. If it did, then I would definitely recommend to go for that, but that is a Pokemon that will be used in the next stage that we see here. These Pokemon just all very heavy hitters, and Mega Aggron just there to be able to get rid of some of the disruptions and maybe help a little bit towards doing a little bit of comboing. There we go. 10 moves left. Easy. 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 Simple, delightful, easy stage. And lastly here is Mega Aerodactyl, almost exactly the same team, just swapping out the Meloetta for a Primal Groudon. You can swap out the Ash Greninja for the Primal Groudon, whichever one you like, whichever one you have that's of a higher level, bring it along. Primal Groudon, as you can see, is very useful here. There will be a lot of breakable blocks on the stage that Primal Groudon can just cut through like clarified butter. So for this stage, just using the Mega Aggron wherever possible, but opting for Primal Kyogre. Usually primarily, if you can get a match of 4 with the Buzzwole, go for that. If not, even a match of 3 or 4 with the Primal Kyogre should see you right, depending on how highly leveled yours is. Mine's is about level 9, skill level only 2 or 3, so it could be a lot better, but don't have those skill boosts as of yet. There will be, as you can see, blocks in the Skyfall, which is very helpful. Primal Kyogre can just keep hitting, keep using its ability, which is fantastic. A very consistent way to be getting out damage. I certainly wouldn't make any changes to the team. If you've not got Primal Kyogre for some reason, you can always just use Winking Manaphy that has Eject, that has Block or Rock Break ++. Just in case you went to that stage but didn't catch it, that I would say is the best alternative for that Pokemon. The other ones, you probably have a Buzzwole, you probably have an Ash Greninja or a Meloetta, so those very good on this stage, just mixing between being able to break rocks, doing extra damage and just doing extra damage. There we go, that is the last of the 10 stages here. Thank you very much for watching, and how do, Mime Artists?
Eggs! Eggs! E-double-G-S eggs!